The year is 2023, and games are big. And I don't just mean popular. I mean like big. It's become super common for developers to want to flex how big they can make their open world game map. Designing a large world that makes sense for your game takes a hell of a lot of work. It's never been uncommon for devs to reuse assets, but in this day and age where modern consoles are stagnating in developmental leaps, it's becoming more and more common for sequels to just be an extension of the first game. The games I'll be talking about have mostly come out in the last year, so spoilers for all of these games right here that I'm waving to. God of War Ragnarok starts you off in a very familiar setting if you played the last game. Most of the area you traverse can be found in the first game's map, only now it's all frozen over. You start strength-wise where you did at the end of God of War 2018, with the Leviathan Axe and the Blades of Chaos at your disposal. Starting with these weapons right off the bat, I think really adds to the feeling that this is a continuation of the last game, and not just a sequel and a new thing. Even if you get to the end of the game, you get all the best weapons, you beat all the hardest bosses, you can always still go back to your shitty house in the woods. And that's why I love God of War. Jedi Survivor was so cool if you didn't play it on PC, because that launch, oh boy, that was bad. Fallen Order lets you explore 7 planets across 55 gigabytes, while Survivor lets you explore 6 planets across 155 gigabytes? And they're talking about making a last-gen version. Like the Xbox One wouldn't immediately explode the second you stick the disc in there. My only gripe is that you can no longer customize your ship color, which I guess they couldn't find anywhere in this 155 gigabytes of space to put that feature from the last game in, I guess. First time I swung in Marvel's Spider-Man 2018, I really felt like Spider-Man. The game's map is about a fifth of the size of actual New York, while cutting off Harlem at the top to even it out. In 2018, this might have been the best recreation of New York City we have ever seen in any video game ever. So why change it? 2020 Spider-Man Miles Morales uses the exact same map as the first game, except now it's all snowy, just like God of War. Despite having mostly the same map just with snow, they also added a few things like hopping in and out of buildings without load times. And swinging around with Miles is much more fluid than using Peter in his game. Spider-Man 2 isn't out yet, but we already have confirmation that they're adding Queens, Brooklyn, and Coney Island to the map. And it's looking like the map size might be like 3 times the size it was before. I don't know if I'm just overestimating or whatever, but I hope. I want more New York. I want more Spider-Man. I'll take 155 gigabytes of that. Alright, let's talk about it. We really didn't know a lot about this game before it was released. All we knew was that it was going to use Breath of the Wild's huge map again and add some islands to the sky, but what they didn't tell us was that there would be a secret third world underneath everything called the Depths. You don't just get one map, you get 3. That's like 3 Breath of the Wild right there. And just to mess with old players even further, the old map is not the same as it was in Breath of the Wild. Everything's in different places. Enemies now travel in packs and have bigger bases. They got stone talus bases. Bosses are in all different spots, so you gotta relearn all their locations. Nintendo knew its audience for this game was gonna be mostly Breath of the Wild players. So they did a really good job designing this game to surprise both new players and old players by just diverting expectations at every single possible turn. As AAA games continue to get bigger and harder to develop, I think we can expect developers to reuse maps on sequels like this a lot more. Reusing maps doesn't just have to be lazy. Like, Tears of the Kingdom is proof that you can reuse a map and still make a game feel absolutely brand new. I honestly don't think we're gonna get another Tears of the Kingdom for like another decade at least. So give me your thoughts. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, comment your favorite game that has a reused map, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.